Alright, check. This is Of Human Bondage, a summary written by William Somerset Maugham in the year of 1915. Philip Carey orphaned at a young age, sent to Blackstable to live with his godparents. They were his uncle and aunt, the Vicar William and his wife Louisa. Not much to do at home, so he read passionately. Time went by and he forgot about his parents' tragedy. Soon he was old enough for boarding school. Philip had a club but it wasn't very cool. Bullied incessantly, had a tough time making friends, was affected mentally. Stayed to himself and practiced his piety. Was to graduate from Oxford and join society. He realizes he's not meant for the clergy. Packs up his things and leaves early. Embarks on a trip to Germany. Pulls up and he's all alone. Begins to learn the language. Gets more mentorship by his new friend Hayward. Teaches him philosophy, art, and literature. With new knowledge, Philip rejects Christianity. It seems that he's going against his family. Decides to go to London to become a clerk. Doesn't really like the job or his boss cause he's a jerk. Philip ends up quitting. He decides to look for a job that's more fitting. Philip spends time with Miss Wilkinson. She's an older woman and guides him. They grow in affection for each other, but Philip leaves for Paris and falls out of love with her. He takes up painting, spends time in museums, studios, and theaters. Some of his friends fall into poverty. Sees the lives of failing artists falling to despondency. Philip goes down the line of mediocrity. Concludes that art is not his destiny. Returns home, decides to become a doctor. Following the steps of his father. Finds himself in London, he's learning his craft. Meets Mildred, she's a counteract. Falls in love with her, doesn't know why. He gives her his money and his time. She only sees him as a friend. He's holding on to her, blinded by emotion, until another man is chosen. It takes Philip some time to recover. Continues to focus on becoming a doctor. He soon meets a girl called Nora. She's perfect for him. They start to date. He doesn't love her. Mildred returns to the picture, asking for him. Her husband left her. She's pregnant with his kid. Philip can't help it. He takes her in. Leaves Nora behind. But to his surprise, Mildred leaves again. This time for his friend. Philip is devastated. He spent so much of his time on her. It's all wasted. Returns to his craft, vows not to fall into Mildred's trap. He soon meets a new friend in his residency, nurses a man to health by the name of Athelany. They soon become close friends. Philip's Sundays are reserved with Athelany's dinner plans. Philip runs into Mildred once more. She's selling her body and has turned into a whore. He takes her in and she brings her kid. Philip has lost his old feelings, but this time Mildred wants him. Her patience is teetering. She makes a move on Philip. He rejects her. In her rage, she destroys Philip's furniture. Mildred's gone. Philip unaffected, invests heavily, but fails and loses incredibly. Spends some time on the streets until Athelany helps him back on his feet. He works in the fashion industry until his uncle's passing. He inherits the money, goes back to doctoring to finish his degree, then goes to the sea, gets a permanent offer there to work indefinitely. Philip rejects, he wants to work in Spain, then decides to marry Athelany's daughter Sally, goes back and accepts the offer. His wish is granted, Philip's unbounded, the story's ended.